Annie. Annie. You're thinking, eh? You're a thinking woman, Annie. They want to make you out to be a mad woman.
Annie has always struggled with mental health issues, and she doesn't listen. You know, she does not listen to anybody. You could talk to her about going to get treatment. You could talk to her about going to get some help.
Attorney General, Minister of Legal Affairs of Guyana. Prove me wrong when I say to you that you are an illiterate with a high job title.
Guyanese, for some reason, this court here, Jagan Magistrate Court, got a lot of corrupt people inside of it.
Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things, you hear? Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things, you hear me? Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them screw face, whoa! Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things, you hear me? Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things, whoa! Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them no worry.
So we start the things, so man, we're gonna let's start the things TV, we're gonna on community, we're gonna on supporters, we're gonna on my fans, we're gonna on my brothers and my sisters, we're gonna on neighbor. Let me start the things. Welcome back to a fresh upload or a fresh update. Welcome back to the channel, guys. As you see the thumbnail, the title, as you see how we start, you know where the any part, you know we're bubbling and you know where they're putting men. You see, you know we're going in your plate. So you gotta stick around to the end of the content to get what we got for you and so much more. But remember, like I said, guys, whether it's your first time or not your first time, I want you guys to run up the likes on this one. Give the video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and put your post notification bell on, buddy. Alright, here we're going on. It's Friday. It's the freaking weekend, guys. So you don't know what's going on. Today is definitely going to be spicy. So you don't want to move on, go nowhere, alright? So we're not going to waste no time. Let's jump into these topics that we got for you quick and fast. Let's get this.
It's the good body girl Nesta telling you subscribe to Talk the Things TV for your latest gossips, entertainment, and live updates about Guyanese entertainers. Listen to me. Subscribe now. The good body girl said that.
Well, if you're a subscriber, like I said, man, welcome to the channel once some more. And you don't know, we're kicking it off. Definitely, we're going to kick it off with the female, the individual that is in the big problem right now, accusing minister, one of the minister from the PPP government. Yes, now this female came out and said some sticky stuff about the minister, whereby it made her got locked up for saying these things that she said, allegedly saying that the minister is who pay for the gas station block. You understand? Now what's going on is that we see whereby critics come out first, and critics was saying that, oh, this girl head ain't good. Something wrong with this girl head. She's suffering some mental something. You understand? So it looked like they trying to paint a picture for show or for make it seems that this girl got a mental problem, and what she's saying is lie. She's delusional. She's making up these things. But once again, viewers and subscribers, I want to know from y'all in the comment section. Y'all, what y'all feel? She lying or she ain't lying? Where y'all feel she got a mental problem or what's the case? Let me know in the comment section. But I got this brother here, so come out and he had some various and vibrant points with what he's saying. And it make a lot of sense. Viewers and subscribers, take a listen to this.
Annie.
You're thinking, huh? You're a thinking woman, Annie. They want to make you out to be a mad woman. But I guess John Thompson mad too, because guess what? When I heard about that bombing, one of the first things I thought of is that the PPP had something to do with it. That was my first thought. But I don't have any evidence. But that's PPP for you. A distraction. You hear me? So that's not too far-fetched, Lady Annie. Critic want to make you out as a mad woman, a crazy woman, an unstable woman. That's what critics supposed to do. That's his job. Right? His job is to make things perplex, cause confusion, right? Distraction. That's what critic does. So yes, and he can call you're mad. But you gotta look at this PPP party and you gotta judge by the behavior of this government. You gotta look at the PPP party as a group and the things they were responsible for. And so when you look at this bombing, it's not so far-fetched for any guy needs to suspect the PPP party to be involved or responsible for what happened at that bombing. That's the type of government you got. You can't trust these fuckers. They tell you you're going to give you $200,000. This is about trust and who you believe. What she believes is what she believes. They told us, as Guyanese, you get a $200,000 cash grant. Now they look like they want to get it. That's the start with. Adriana Young, their affiliate, was accused of murdering that girl and then dumping her body in the pool. No proper investigation. You know why? Because they affiliated to the PPPC. Courtney Kwame Hang. Forget it. You guys can pronounce the name better than me. Murdered. No proper investigation. They were saying Anil Nandalal had something to do with it, but there was no proper investigation. That's the type of government you got. Sugate with the Vice News. We saw with our own eyes the corruption. No investigation. Is this the type of government you think is beyond what Annie is talking about and what Annie suspect? You think this government that we got, during the dark days, how many Afro-Guyanese men were murdered? What kind of investigation you had? How many, have any of those murders been solved? No, because the person that was responsible, Roger Khan, that was hired by the PPPC party, that was their job to clean up Georgetown. Extrajudicial killing, extrajudicial killings under the PPP party. So what Annie's talking about now, and she's suggesting that Deodat Indar is responsible for what happened there with that bombing. That's what she's suggesting. And it's not that far-fetched, is it? You know what kind of government we got? You know how they deal, you know how they handling our monies. They intend to hold, you know they rigged the last elections. You know the win team couldn't even get a recount in certain areas where they wanted a recount. Because they don't want transparency and accountability. They fight tooth and nail the PPP to stop any kind of recount. That's the government you think is beyond what this woman is talking about? Think about it. Is that beyond the PPP party what this Annie is talking about? What is her name? Annie Kamran? Cameron. It's not beyond what, listen, this is not so far-fetched what this woman is talking about. Because when I first heard about that bombing, my first thought on the Holy Bible, the first thought that came to mind, that was all set up by the PPP government. That was my first thought when I heard about the bombing. It's not that far-fetched. That's the kind of government we got.
But I telling you about, yo, I not gonna lie though, but since I know I doing me live and them kind of things, some people calling and talk about bombing that been happening not only in 2025, but them had bombing happen long ago in the 60s and the 70s a year. You know what I mean? And when persons calling on the program, they was saying the same thing. That bombing went going on way back, and how PPP allegedly was in some of these bombing. You understand? When we say in it, the persons who planted the bomb and all these things. I don't know how true. I was never born around the 60s or the 70s. I born till in the 80s. You understand? But this is something people say been going on long now. No, I'm not here to say if it's true or if it's not. I don't know. But you guys leave your comments in the comments section. Now, as you heard the brother when saying that them trying for, you know what I mean, make it seems like she mad. Now we see whereby Run the Bob went live. Then I really do put 1 and 1 to 2 together, and I remember that this woman and Rhonda had it out already indeed. I can't remember the session, but they too had a cuss out. Because when I'm watching at this individual, I went saying this woman look knowing, and no, this woman look knowing. But I can't remember it, so because it's one thing, when it comes to woman thing, I don't really mix some metal up in women thing. Beside me. But I now remember who she. So we see Rhonda now come out and follow up with what critics saying that this woman mentally sick. Viewers and subscribers, take a listen.
Annie has always struggled with mental health issues, and she doesn't listen. You know, she does not listen to anybody. You could talk to her about going and get treatment. You could talk to her about going and get some help, seek help, whatever. Her family has been dealing with this for a very long time with her, the lashing out, the it's like manic episodes she have where she would just spiral. 2 nights ago, she was at the hospital. Her husband took her there. Now, let me tell you guys a little bit on what the family deals with. It's like she have these outbursts. She have these moments where she would just pace and pace and pace, you know, and she would just start screaming and stuff like that. And they would think something is happening, but this is something that they got used to, you know. She was just here in America, and she had a episode here that scared the shit out of everybody, and then she went back to Guyana. But what I think that they should have done is took her to a doctor over here to get evaluated, because you probably get a better evaluation here. I don't know what it is that is up with her mentally. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a doctor and diagnose her with anything, but I believe that she needs to be mentally evaluated, and I hope that they put her on the evaluation. Now, Annie and her husband didn't break up. Regardless of what she's telling you guys, they did not break up. But like I said, I think she's going through one of these episodes right now, because Annie have a house and Annie got a couple vehicle, whatever the case is. She's a comfortable woman. She lives comfortable because, like I say, I know her through some mutual friends. Annie up and gonna rent a place, even though she got your house. Gonna rent a place. Annie up and go and rent a vehicle. Pay over $300,000 down payment on this vehicle for I know how long $300,000 is carry you for rent this vehicle, even though she have vehicles. Okay? And she would go to that house that she rent in the day, and then she go home in the afternoon. So I don't think this is somebody, nobody wants to spend money. You know? And she goes home back in the evening and she sleeps. And her husband is there. So I don't know what is happening to her. Like I said, we're friends. Well, we're not friends. We have mutual friends, and we were cool. We were cool over the last couple of years, until I saw a video where she just basically attacked me for being at a duck curry cookout a couple weeks back. And I said, no, well, let me ignore this woman, because I ain't one that you want to come after on social media. So I ignored her. So when I see these videos popping up with her spiraling, I knew something was wrong. So I called one of my friends, and my friend's like, look, she's not listening to nobody. We tried talking to her how much times. It's like she's not listening to nobody. She's just doing whatever she wants to do, and she don't want to go and get help. So guess what? She got to face the consequences for her actions, whatever the case is. That's it. Numerous family members talked to Annie to go and seek help. A lot of them did, because like I said, this has been an ongoing, like these manic episodes. She have these outbursts, whatever the case is. What I believe is that Annie probably was around some people, that was having these conversations, and she decided to come out with these conversations now on social media. And if you guys notice, when she was talking to about the president and the first lady, she was drinking heavily, because that video, I cut out the drinking part where she said she was drinking and smoking weed, whatever the case is. So she was high out of her mind. That video is edited because I can't post certain things on my social media page promoting drugs, alcohol, stuff like that. I can't. Fights and things like that. But that video, she had a bottle, and she said she was smoking weed. She had this bottle liquor, and she was just donging it, like just going at it. So I think a lot of stuff that was repeated was because of the views that she was getting, and the fucking people in these comment section that be egging you on to say more. And they don't understand that there's consequences. And Kelvin, get your big... Don't piss me off today. A lot of...
Well, I'm telling you about Rhonda always knows something. You understand? There's not the whole life, but I could go on her page and check out the whole life. Because basically she was bashing somebody, telling them that if they got the evidence that this woman talking the truth, why they don't put it up. But I want to say, if you got the evidence that this woman here ain't good, or whatever is it, where's the proof? This is what you want to know. And you can't trick me. Because, you understand, when she come and talk about the government ocean money, she wasn't high and drunk like we're on the trying to blame and claim it. She wasn't looking like she crazy. When she came out and talk about the road, she wasn't drunk. You understand? When she came out and addressed critics about she knows and them things, she wasn't drunk. It wasn't looking like she was crazy. So I don't know what really they're trying to get at this point. But viewers and subscribers, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what's your thoughts on this.
Guyanese, for some reason, this court here, Jagan Magistrate Court, got a lot of corrupt people inside of it, attempting to derail justice in this country. Dates are shifted. Courts are shifted from one to the other. As in the case with me, with the incident with critic in front of this, was to be court 3. And then it was quietly shifted to court 6, and the other case to court 9. Now, I went and I fixed the dates a couple of weeks ago. Was told today, the 24th. And I arrived there, confusion in the camp again. Confusion in the camp again. Took a long time to come out to tell me it's now in January that the case was called a couple days ago. Can't be called a couple days ago. Can't be called a couple of days ago. Because the magistrate from court 9 said the 24th of November for all 4 cases. Try this bullshit with ordinary people. Not me. I put my life on the line for this country already, many times, for democracy and for fairness and for this country to be a decent country. I ain't allowing it. I ain't allowing it. Do it to somebody else who don't know me or who can't get to me, right? Don't do it to me. I ain't nice. And I ain't taking your bullyism and your corruption.
Well, I tell you about Max. Max say he's not the one for play with. Don't do it. You dep on your like T-shirt with me big man friend. He is not the one to play with. What I'm telling you. Yo, Max is trouble, but real thing, it look like it's gonna be a draw-out situation with he and his critics think. It gotta be he and critics situation that went down. He had to go to court back for. And they try to tell us man till next year and all them things. Yo, sometimes these people them is just wasting your goddamn time. Real thing. But leave your comments in the comment section. Now, I saw this video is traversing whereby I think they say that these two individuals, two armed bandits that went into the airport for rob the airport. Oh my God. How y'all looking for go till to the airport with guns for do robbery? Are you hearing good? Viewers and subscribers, take a look.
You're too lazy, you fat rat. You know, lang ay lang ha. Ang ano ko man take a picture you but the so shout. Man ni gari ni sa to sa tulay no.
Yo, the police them got me laughing yesterday. It's how the police escorting the two men them out. You would swear it was a big shootout. On them. Oh my God. Hey, I'll leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what's your thoughts on this.
Attorney General, Minister of Legal Affairs of Guyana. Prove me wrong when I say to you that you are an illiterate with a high job title. Now let's get to the serious part of this conversation. Let me talk about the Constitution. Constitution basically is the roof over Guyana. Now you want to come pull a nail out of the roof. And every people say, when you take out a nail out of your roof, when rain fall, it's gonna leak. Now let's start with your qualification, your educational background. You have not much. You got a Bachelor of Arts from Trinidad, from St. Augustine. You went back to Guyana. You start practice law. I don't know how you start practice law because you shouldn't practice law. Basically, you're an apprentice. You go back there as an apprentice. You understand? So, to be a lawyer, you basically have to go upgrade yourself. I don't know if you upgrade or you pay your way through to get that position, but I haven't seen any upgrade on you. Now let me tell you about the architect of our Constitution. The architect of our Constitution was done by two stalwarts of Guyana. Was done by two stalwarts in Guyana. Their name was Desmond Hite and Dr. Mohammed Shamsuddin. Now these two gentlemen, their educational background by far exceed yours. These two men were the men who were the architect of our Constitution. Now, in the sight of these men with their qualification, when you see Desmond height, you got to bow your head to Desmond height. Because you know you have a BA and the man have a LLB. The man is you understand? The man is a professional lawman from England. The man was trained to write laws and clause. This man has become, this man became one of our president, a stalwart. The second man, the name would bring shiver to you because his name is Dr. Mohammed Shamsuddin. People in Guyana used to address him as Dr. Mohammed or Mr. Mohammed. Same name will bring you sleepless nights right now in your country. You and Jagan, you guys can't sleep because of that same name, Mohammed. My main architect in the Constitution. You know what is this man? Educational background. This man educational background starts with the highest degree that can ever be achieved on earth.
Boy, me ain't telling no lie. I ain't telling no lie. Rastaman they on point. Rastaman burn a ratted fire on them. I ain't gonna tell no lie. You understand? Basically, the man said Nandalal is an educated fool. Let me know from you guys in the comment section what's your thoughts on this situation. I mean, got nothing to say. But before we come out of here, so this video caught my attention. I was traversing on Facebook and I saw it. This person looked like he's a foreigner. Now, what I want to know is what you're doing with 3 cutlass, trying to juggle 3 cutlass, and the cutlass them look like it could chop out your face, chop off your head. What really is this in? Jesus Christ. And it's a female. Now, looking at the individual, it looked like the individual is not in a proper financial state. You know what I mean? So obviously she's trying to juggle these cutlass so she could get her money, but at it she could injure her own self. You know, it's crazy in the street side. Jagan knows, eh? Anyway, if you're subscribers, this is probably going to pull the curtains down. It was a pleasure being here with you guys. If you guys watch the content so far, like I said, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, put your post notification bell on all so you'll be notified when we go live or when we drop a new upload. Please run up the likes on this one here. And like I said, follow us on the platforms that you're seeing. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on TikTok. Also, we're on Twitter. So please follow us on all the rest of platforms so you'll be updated with everything that's traversing in Guyana, out of Guyana, in the diaspora, or even in the Caribbean, or even in the world. Yeah, man. Anyway, for your feelings, Mr. Let's start the things. Until next time, see y'all. Peace, love. Stay safe, stay blessed. Have a wonderful weekend, because it's the weekend. See you.